In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Dear listeners, I salute you with the salutation of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings of Allah be upon you all. Welcome back to the Art of Living. And again, your hosts here are Lamia Al-Hajj and Duwa'il Al-Harasi, back from 2:40 to 3:40 every day. And we'd like to remind you that you can reach us, inshallah, throughout the show. And you can call us on 24602058. That is 24602058. Today in the studio, we're going to talk about a funny topic, an interesting topic. It's about the fun Sheikh. We posted the funny Sheikh, but we really wanted to say the fun Sheikh. And we're going to talk about two aspects of things in today's show. How to have fun and how to be pious and religious at the same time. Our guest today, Wa'il, is?
You.
Exactly,
Yeah.
the audience.
The audience will be our guest today.
So we urge you to, we don't have a guest in the studio with us today, but we would like to hear your experiences and how you feel about the topic. And we would like to you to share with us your stories on this topic. Now, we said we're going to talk about the fun Sheikh, but before we do that, we're going to talk about the Sheikh part first. Wa'il.
Yes.
And
yes.
since you're the Sheikh in the studio here, I'm going to leave that to you.
I've passed that on to you a long time ago. Yeah. Well, we talked a couple of shows before about piety. And always the word Sheikh is always related to piety most of the time. However, the word Sheikh in Arabic, it's an Arabic term that its literal meaning is an old person. So he's a person who is respected for his age, Sheikh. But again, people with the knowledge are also called Sheikh because they are also respected for their knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah. People nowadays, head of tribes, for example, they would be called Sheikh because they are respected for their status.
Mm-hmm.
The highest status is a status that is achieved via knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is the Sheikh we are talking about here.
Yeah.
Knowledge in religion or any type of knowledge. It is the culture that uses the term Sheikh for a person with religious knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah, because otherwise it would be a professor or a doctor or a teacher who has knowledge in other areas.
So it's like a title that's given to somebody
Yes,
who has
yes.
knowledge in the religion.
Yes.
In religion.
And the word Sheikh most of the time is associated with religion, as we said. And the image associated with that is not always a very good image.
Yes.
It's an image of someone who is so serious, so serious about life that he has no time to laugh. Yeah, not even time to smile. People sometimes over-exaggerate, and I think in branding the Sheikh or religious people that they don't smile. Yes, we do have people who take their religion very seriously, that they would never laugh.
But that's not taking the religion seriously. I mean, I wouldn't say that if you follow the religion properly, then you should have that serious look, because that's not what the religion teaches.
That's what they think.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what they think. They think that they are taking it so seriously. However, the reality is they haven't understood religion
Absolutely.
correctly.
Because if it's extreme, it's not Islam.
Absolutely. Islam, deen and wasata. It's midway.
Yeah.
You have to balance life. Not to be a joker. Yeah, not to be a joker. At the same time, not to be so serious that you don't even smile at people's...
Absolutely.
Sometimes people joke about anything, everything and anything, even things that we should not joke about. And when religious people or the sheikhs do not joke with them, do not laugh with them, then that image becomes, people talk about it, see, they're so serious, they don't joke about life.
Yeah.
No, they would joke about life, but probably not the things that you would joke about.
Yeah.
They would laugh at things, but they would not laugh at people the way some people do.
Yes, that's an important point, and that's what we're going to discuss, even maybe more a little bit towards the end of the show. So please do stay tuned, because we're going to come back to these points towards the end of the show as well, as to what are the rules. I mean, of course, you can have fun, but they are boundaries, and we're going to come to that later on. So I'm going to ask my audience, what is your perception of a fun sheikh? Have you ever seen a fun sheikh? What does he look like? Can you describe this fun sheikh to me? Because when I think of the word sheikh, I just think of appearance, I think of, a guy with a long black beard and a white short dushdasha and a white turban. I think of somebody who doesn't have a big smile on his face, who's always, his head is, pointing towards, looking below the ground. And if it's a lady, then it's also a lady with maybe a niqab or with a abaya. So obviously this is images that maybe have been put forward because of the community, because of the culture. But what we really want to define is that we shouldn't really have that image.
True, but
religion.
People, the image causes people to be a little bit apprehensive.
Yes.
The image of a person with a big beard is not an easy, visual thing to take it easy.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that, no, it's intimidating. Yeah. And we should keep our distance. I think we have a call.
That was quick. Hello. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, Lamis and Dr. Wael Harasi. This is Shaheen with you.
Very nice to hear your voice again, Shaheen. Thanks
Welcome,
for being
welcome.
a regular caller.
In fact, when you said that your topic is about fun sheikh, I thought you have invited Yusuf Menk.
Ismail Menk.
Ismail Menk. We wish.
Mufti Ismail Menk.
Ismail Menk? All right, then I thought he's the one, your guest speaker. Believe me, the first picture that came to my mind when you said fun sheikh it was him. Believe me, he has got a very lovely, beautiful style of presenting religious matters in a very interesting and a fun-loving manner. And I hope that he would be one of your guest speakers next time, and he would be invited in Oman for people to go and learn more about religion, but in a very fun-loving manner.
Inshallah.
Absolutely, inshallah. Thank you very much, Sister
And
Shaheen.
by the way, Dr. Wael, you too are quite a fun sheikh, according to me.
He is, absolutely.
Thank you very much. I might be fun, but not the sheikh part.
No, at least I consider you as the fun sheikh.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you, Sister Shaheen, for calling.
Bye-bye.
We have some loyal audience out there who sacrifice their sleep, which is nice.
Yes, that's really good. That's really good.
Very nice. So
even our producer and director here is laughing. Eh? Are you laughing with me or at me? No, okay.
You see, laughter is contagious.
Absolutely.
Isn't
We
it?
will definitely talk about the effect of laughter. But before that, inshallah, I would like to share some stories.
Yes.
When we talk about the image and the effect of the image, I've maintained my look, which is the thick black beard and the whitish dasha. And sometimes, especially in an environment where I would like to get to know people better, I would not interact a lot. I would rather stay quiet and put a serious face and understand people before interacting with them. So I have several examples. One of them actually is in a summer camp where all students go there and live with a sheikh to learn about Islamic teachings. So everyone is a sheikh wannabe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like that.
is prepping them to be sheikhs. And I remember that about 4 weeks after we've started, and that was my first encounter there, a very close friend of mine told me, you know what, when you came here first days, we thought this guy will never blend in with people and we will never be able to interact with him. Why? Because there are 70 students. I wanted to choose my friends very carefully. So what I would do, well, people act differently, but what I did is I sat down, I didn't talk to anyone. Unless someone would speak to me, I would respond and I would smile. Otherwise, I'll just put up a straight face and just observe who would be my friend in the next 3 months. Yeah.
But don't you think, well, if you did actually put that smile, that you will get more people?
Absolutely.
I mean, absolutely. You have no problems attracting friends. I know that.
Alhamdulillah.
But I mean, when you shared that story, I just thought of myself, and I thought there is absolutely no way I can stay in one place for more than 5 seconds without talking to everybody in the room.
Yeah.
And that's my personality.
Well, you're a female. Yeah, you are built for that. Yeah, and. To me, yes, I can see the downside of that people would have a wrong image of you immediately. And first impressions really count. However, to me, it was very important that I would like to stay quiet because I would like to observe more than anything else. So it was for a purpose. Maybe today I will do it differently. Maybe the more you mature, you'll be able to do both at the same time. Yeah. At that time, I was only 17 and I couldn't do that. And I was very careful.
Yeah.
The second story is that when I went to the UK and I went to the college the same way I came to the studio today, with my turban, with the white dish dasher, the short dish dasher. And I met several Omani students who were there a year before us. So we were new graduates and we just started at the college. Again, about a couple of months later, some of the students we met became our neighbors, or we became their neighbors, and we got to know each other more. And the thing that immediately they told me, when we saw you the first time, we thought, oh gosh, this man, he will just ruin the fun that we have every day. He will just talk about religion non-stop.
So they couldn't associate fun with the Sheikh appearance?
Never. They never associated that these two things are not compatible with each other.
Well, if you're saying this about Omani students, you can imagine the perception of the non-Muslims surrounding in the environment. They must have been terrified.
True, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that it did happen, but not all the time. Because here, people will associate me and the way I look with religion. But if you go somewhere where they've never seen a Muslim before, they don't know that. Yeah?
Okay.
I will go to areas sometimes, and, I'm sorry I'm saying this live, but I went to the US, and people came for me, ladies came for hugs. I said, sorry, I don't do hugs. Yeah? But in Oman, that would never happen. Yeah. I was in Amsterdam, and a lady who is preaching the Kabbalah religion, out of all of them, she said, I want to hug you. Sorry. Okay, at least can I touch the beard? Sorry, you can't. Yeah?
Well, we'll just take this phone call. I think the listeners are responding quite well today. Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you?
I'm very well, alhamdulillah. And yourself?
Maryam Khalfan.
Ahlan wa sahlan, Maryam.
Yeah. To me, a fun sheikh is one who is inspiring, motivating,
yes,
patient, to listen to others and to give ideas, suggestions, and advice.
Yes.
A sheikh or a person whom personally I feel that I cannot say, for instance, miss out a program if that person presents. And if I may mention one of such people whom I really consider a fun sheikh, God bless his soul, is Sheikh Alfan al-Asri.
Absolutely. Allah yarhamu. Absolutely.
Yeah, God bless his soul.
Ameen.
We really even miss his programs because for me it was, I used to make it a point that I don't miss out any of his programs.
Yeah.
So you saw that
even in meetings, if he has meetings, I would attend his programs because there were lots of things to learn from his programs or from his presentations, whether they were religious or educational ones or official events.
Yes.
He was an inspiration, and when you talk of a sheikh, this is what comes into my mind. So it's not merely the physical appearance, no, but he had all such attractions that was very receptive, and
the attitude,
very motivating, very inspiring, and this is the kind of fun sheikh that I would always dream of or think of when you talk of a fun sheikh.
So, Maryam, you would always, if you have two options, you have a sheikh with both exactly the same amount of, let's assume they both have the exactly same amount of knowledge. Will you tune in to the sheikh who has a sense of humor and has fun, or to the sheikh who is more serious?
No, it depends because it depends on the expressions. If someone is talking of something that is that requires him to be emotional while talking, then that is where the difference comes in.
Yeah.
And when, for instance, he's talking of, or Sheikh is talking of something that requires a little bit of touch of fun or softening the tone that is being used, then it depends.
Yes, I understand. So, for example, if somebody's going to talk about, the day of judgment, or talk about, the hellfire, then they would have a serious. I would expect them to have a more serious tone. So that
it
can
depends
be more
on the topic of discussion. The
absolutely.
first case. Yeah, exactly, and it also depends on the way the that particular person is presenting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mariam,
So
for your call.
because the body language has
Yes.
got its own message also.
Yeah.
Because when you communicate with your hands, you communicate with your eyes, with your face. So the body language in communication also plays a very important role
Yeah.
to
True.
pass out the message, whether it's something that should be taken easily or firmly, in whatever means that the person feels to express and present
True.
whatever dialogue that is being discussed.
Absolutely true. Thank you very much, Madam, for your input. We appreciate
Thank
your call.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So, maybe before we get into how and Sheikh and fun relates, let's talk about general things like I have this small statistics that I didn't actually know before today.
Mm-hmm.
There's one study out of many studies, of course, and the numbers vary slightly, so please do excuse me when you check this. But generally speaking, one study suggests that the healthy children or healthy child can laugh as much as 400 times a day.
Yeah.
Guess what's the number for adults? And don't look at my paper.
I've already looked. It's 15.
It's only 15 times a day. So you can see how much we are becoming miserable as we grow older. And and this, I mean, we should make
We should never grow up.
Yeah, we should make some more
Be childish.
Make some more space in your you can use a little bit of more humor and laughter in our lives.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and we can pick up a call as well at the same time while we do
MashaAllah.
that.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum
Walaikum
assalam.
assalam.
Rahmatullah. Oh, that's
The fun
Ihab.
guy you had yesterday.
Ihab. Welcome, Ihab, back to the
Salam,
show.
Sheikh Ihab.
Yeah, not Sheikh. You're confusing your listeners. I just left work. And what
I always do that.
To listen to, about fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just after leaving work. So, I was feeling tired, thinking of going home for a nap, but now I'm all energized again. So I thought I'll chip in.
Oh, thank you
Excellent.
very much.
I haven't heard the program from the beginning, so I don't know the details. But I heard the part about who would you say would be, your best example of a fun sheikh.
Yes.
Again, working and being close to Sheikh Alfan for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
And even he used to brand himself as Sheikh Have Fun.
True.
He used to tell people who can't remember his name as Sheikh Alfan could remember him as Sheikh Have Fun. And I would like to actually touch upon what was the strongest part, at least me being very close to him at the time, especially in business where you're faced with challenges every day and, financial issues here and there. How do you keep motivated? And I would like to talk about the simplest form of having fun, which is a smile.
Yes.
And his smile was so contagious that you cannot not smile when you're with him. You just feel yourself, you're smiling. Even if we're talking about problems, you're smiling. And the other thing is that his smile continues. The only thing I remember from him today is his smile. I see him smiling.
Yeah.
And I mentioned this to a couple of our staff that used to also share hours with him. That we remember him smiling. Maybe then we have to put an effort to remember what he was saying sometimes, but you remember easily. You remember his smile. So the smile is not only contagious in this life; it's so strong that it actually continues.
Yeah.
And that's the simplest form of having fun. It's just to smile because you create that energy, or the platform or the foundation of having much more fun after that. A smile, you can be upset and smile. You might not be able to have fun when you're upset, but you can smile still if you're upset.
True.
And that's why I believe that, alhamdulillah, and this is the teaching, that sadaqah, the best form of a good deed is a smile.
Yeah.
Or a smile is considered as one of the good deeds.
They say fake it until you make it. I mean, you can even fake a smile.
Because nobody will say, why are you smiling? It's not true. Or, nobody's going to blame you for smiling.
No, I think sometimes. Come on, Ihab. I think when the wife yells at you and you smile, you're just asking for trouble.
Yeah, in that case.
Yeah, try and do that. I've tried it. Listen, brother, I've tried it.
Yes, I was just smiling how, you have a beautiful face. I'm just so lucky. As the story goes on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the love they've given us. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well done.
So we'll go back to the importance. Let's talk about the importance of having fun and releasing stress.
There are several words here, Lamia. There is fun, there is laughter, there is humor.
I don't think they're different. I don't think they're different, Wal.
As Ihab said, you don't have to, have fun as such, but just smile.
Yeah.
Yeah? If you smile for people and it is contagious, you will make people happy, but not necessarily at the time you're having fun.
Yeah.
You could be doing something that is very serious and you just have a glass of someone and smile at them. Yeah? You're not having fun. You just smiled, and you made someone feel comfortable.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah?
That's true.
And this is very important. Now, why do we want to link the Sheikh part with the fun part or the smiling part or the laughing part? Not only to remove that old stigma of a Sheikh with no smiles, because I think that's so backward. And a lot of people today realize that that is not the case. But there is a much more profound reason, which we will talk about later. I think your question was, what were the benefits?
I thought let's talk about the benefits, and then we can tap on to the stories of
why the importance of having it with the Sheikh.
So if we're going to talk about, just to start with, the stress relief. I mean, a lot of research say that the more that you laugh, the more you can release your stress. And this has been scientifically proven because it's actually regulating the hormones in the body.
Yeah.
So the laughter actually it's been shown that laughter reduces the level of stress hormones like cortisol and epinephrine and dopamine. And it also reduces the level of growth hormones. And that's why they say that people who smile a lot look younger.
Okay.
So that's something interesting. So this is a free therapy for...
not shorter.
No, I hope not.
Okay.
Maybe that's why I'm short. So you can also maintain. It also not only reduces the stress hormones, but it increases the happy hormones. So the hormones that are beneficial for the body, like health enhancing hormones, like endorphins.
One of the studies also showed that if you smile a lot, if you're happy, if you're more humorous, and if you laugh, just laughter will relax your muscles for 45 minutes. So just a simple laughter will relax your body. So it's not only a stress relief, but it's also tension.
Yes.
Yeah, tension relief. Physically, you feel the effects, and mentally, it will add joy and zest into your life. Yeah, it will ease anxiety. It relieves stress, as we said, and will improve your mood. Immediately, it will just improve your mood, and that will have social benefits immediately.
I remembered. Sometimes you have this feeling, like you say. I mean, at least for females, you say, if you better make me laugh now, otherwise I'm going to cry. And as soon as somebody makes you laugh, then you forget, you actually immediately feel better.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, this is something that you come out of experience. You feel like, oh my God, I feel like I'm going to cry. And that during that feeling, you want to be associated with people who are fun.
That's very important. There are ways where you can actually make yourself happy. There are many ways. People say, how can I make myself happier? Or how can I smile more? How can I feel lighter in life? Well, laugh at yourself. Start with yourself.
Sense of humor. Have a sense
of humor and take things very lightly.
Yeah.
If you do a mistake, laugh about it. Allow people to laugh about it.
Have a cheery attitude.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Attempt to laugh at situation rather than just moan about them. Yeah. Sometimes, there is a situation that you feel so sad and so bitter about, but eventually you laugh about it.
Yeah.
You look back and laugh. Well, laugh from now. Why stop?
Turn it into a great story to...
Absolutely. Surround yourself with people. Yeah. Surround yourself with people who remind you of laughter and happiness.
Inshallah. We have a phone call. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Another funny guy. Ali Al-Far'i.
Yes, that's me.
Yeah, funny in a good way. Yeah, it's not in a demeaning way.
Fun.
Yeah, you're fun.
Yeah, fun and fun to be with.
Yes. Come on, don't blow your own trumpet here.
I just wanted to add up something about sending a message or delivering a message to people.
Yes.
And I actually talked about that yesterday. In fact, our show Let's Connect was about humor yesterday.
About what? Sorry.
Yeah. So are you guys copying us or something? Anyway.
Yes, we copy all the great people, including you.
So I mentioned that when you deal with people, and there's a book called Laugh and Get Rich by Darren Lacourse, he's a public speaking champion. He mentioned that when you humorize, you humanize.
Yes.
So, yeah, and about what do I mean by saying humanizing is that you're actually touching people's feelings, and then when you humorize, it's a vehicle to get there.
True.
So,
True.
Yeah, when you deliver a message to people, you want to connect with them. So what I believe is, for you to be fun and humorous, it's a nice way for people to accept it. And one of the great examples is Sheikh Yusuf Estes, if you know his style of delivering a talk. And I actually picked up this, and I have a YouTube channel called Ummati Station. And I try to actually get the humor part a lot into delivering a message to people through videos. So there's actually a series of episode that I created called Islam and Christianity in the Bible, and I try to deliver it in a humorous way, because what I felt is, and this is through experience, I sit with people, speakers, and they speak, but we don't connect. All what they're concerned about delivering the message. It doesn't matter how they deliver it; they just want to deliver it. But there's no connection.
Yeah. And by the way, Ali, this is used even in education. There is a lot of research in education where they try and compare the effect of laughter in the memory of memorizing vocabulary or sentences. And if you mix the messages of the educational messages with fun messages, it enhances the ability of the children or students to memorize or understand more. Yeah.
Exactly.
And also what you have mentioned about humanizing the teacher, because a lot of the times, or some of the times, students feel that a teacher is like a robot. Yeah. There is no connection. There is no human connection between the two. Sometimes it's just because of the behavior of the teacher himself or herself. Once they add humor into it, then students immediately put their guard down and they feel much more at ease.
True, and I also emphasize on using humor, during safety announcements. There's a connection between humor and safety.
Yeah.
And safety is a matter of humans' lives. And one of the greatest examples is airline, the in-flight announcement that you have when they talk about safety.
Yes.
The exit doors and what you need to do in case of emergency. We don't pay attention to that.
Yes.
I mean, I ask this question many times. How many times have you been on a plane? How many times have you actually paid attention to the onboard safety instruction?
Yes.
And do you even know where the emergency exit was in your latest flight?
Yeah.
And people will say, "Oh no, I don't remember." Why? Because I'm busy watching television. That little screen in front of me, or I don't know. I'm just sitting in. I haven't even settled in my seat, and there's this safety announcement. How do you want me to pay attention? And there's this Southwest Airlines, which I really love their announcement. I actually mentioned that announcement yesterday on the show. They delivered the message in a very fun way.
Yeah.
That you have to pay attention. It's like there's no other thing that you want to do but listen to this person talking. So,
True.
I would emphasize in having this fun. Again, fun Sheikh is a person who's actually delivering a message about life in dunya and akhirah.
True.
It's important for us to know. You don't want him to, tell you something and you pay attention to it because he's boring. Simply he's boring, and this guy is normally shouting a lot. It doesn't help all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
You need to have that little fun in you. So,
Thank you very much, Ali, for that.
Ali, I just so that we don't keep the audience curious, because I know the story about this airline, but maybe you can tell the audience or the listeners what was that technique that they used to send the announcements.
What is that again?
In the airline, you said they used a humorous way to describe or to teach the instructions or the safety instructions.
Yeah.
What was it?
Oh, it's a big announcement. I can just quote a little bit of the announcement. It said, if you would like to have a cigarette on board, please feel free to go out on the patio area. And we will be showing the movie Gone with the Wind.
Because I saw another one that they actually used a wrapper. So the guy wrapped the safety instructions as well, which was also a quite funny way of sending the message.
They're creative, and I really urge all airlines to actually do that,
And apply it in all other aspects, I suppose, in teaching and life, in being a sheikh.
Exactly.
Yeah, we definitely, the take-home messages, we need a little bit more humor in our lives.
Yes.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Ali. Jazakallah khair, and thank you for calling in.
Thanks to both of you, Doctor, and both of you. Thank you very much.
Shukran. Assalamu alaikum. So as we said before, if you really want to make yourself happy, or you want to find humor, smile more, count your blessings, When you hear laughter, move towards it. Go and ask, what's so funny? Join them, Spend time playing, especially with your kids. If you have children, or you know any children, play with them. They will make you laugh.
Yeah.
Children, they say the most funniest things, Join them, and they are the best stress relievers ever.
Absolutely. If they're going to laugh 400 times a day, we need to learn from them.
Well, they do the opposite sometimes. But that's the benefits of laughing.
So that brings us to the social benefits of laughter. It brings us together as a family.
Yes.
It brings us together as friends.
Yeah.
Any normal person would like to be associated with somebody who's fun, who has a sense of humor, rather than sitting with this boring person with a frown on his face.
Absolutely. That's why the teaching from our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is تبسمك في وجه أخيك صدقة. Smiling the face of your brothers and sisters is an act of charity.
This is so merciful that you only need to smile to get blessings to enter of the forms of charity.
Just smile, which is something natural, something that would benefit you before benefiting anybody else. Yet it's an act of charity, and you're encouraged to do it.
Absolutely.
Because of the effects it has on people.
Well, do you think the smiling and laughter has an effect on distraction? Because I have a few stories to share here. When somebody is angry about something and really upset, do you think laughter has a way of distracting that person from his
in a very
angry
good way.
feeling? Yeah.
In a very good way, absolutely, yeah.
So, this works with my husband, who's very humorous, by the way. So I would be very upset with the children. So, for example, they made a big mess in the house, or they're late in doing their homework, or they were supposed to do something and they didn't. So I would be complaining to my husband, these kids, and he would just crack a joke or say something funny, and immediately it'll distract me.
Yes.
So it'll change my mood.
It will change your mood, and that's between you and children. Just imagine if there is something between you and an adult. That could result in a conflict.
Mm-hmm.
So having a humorous atmosphere will, eliminate or disseminate that sense of conflict. So why is this important? Let's tackle this now. Why is it important to link it with a sheikh personality? A sheikh is someone who is with a message.
Well, I'm very sorry to interrupt. We have another phone call.
I'm leaving.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Ahlan wa sahlan, Hatem.
How are you all?
Very well, thank you. And how are you?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. You're talking about something that is very dear to my heart today.
Alhamdulillah.
And humor and being funny, I think it's a key to anyone's heart.
Absolutely.
If it is utilized in the right way, then it can do wonders.
Alhamdulillah. And Hatem, Sheikh Hatem, you are one of the people as well who have that, mashallah, Sheikh appearance, and I didn't hesitate to smile at you because you always greeted me with a big smile from the very first time.
Well, the Sheikh appearance is because of Halloween. But, the big smile, I hope it's authentic.
Alhamdulillah.
I just wanted to share...
Hatem, I just hope that everything is authentic. That was very dangerous to be said live, yeah?
Well, we really don't know until the day of judgment, so we'll find out when...
I would rather know from today, yeah?
Is here.
I choose my friends very carefully. We need to reassess Hatem.
Well, I think it's too late for you, Dr. Wael. You're stuck with me.
Unfortunately. Go ahead, Hatem. Go ahead. Bismillah.
What I wanted to share is that through my experience with young people,
Mm-hmm.
I realized that I can advise them very easy through humor.
Yeah.
So if I see an act from them that is not as per the Islamic rulings, or they've been going astray or something, so the easiest way for me to deliver the message to them is by humor, and they really accept it. You know, they don't get offended, and they don't, turn their back on me. Many of them, alhamdulillah, follow the advice. So I think even when it comes to parents, when it comes to colleagues at work, nobody wants to be told that you're wrong.
That is true.
Do it in an indirect, funny way, then I think everybody is open to receiving this advice.
And especially at work environment, the work environment is changing, and having a humorous bunch at work helps you every day wake up, and looking forward going to work, because you will have fun, you will speak to people, you laugh more often, and that's very healthy. And in fact, research showed that it makes people more productive if they take work, with a sense of humor.
Yeah, I guess that's why they also have these social, like a little kitchen and social rooms where people get together and have coffee and talk and, and smile and laugh, so that you can go back to work fresh.
True.
And if time allows, if I can share a small story with Sheikh Khalfan.
Yes, please do.
Who was the master of humor.
Yeah.
I remember one of the journeys of Umrah that we went together with a big group of families.
Yeah.
It was in Ramadan, and on our way back we stopped at Brahmi. It was at the time of Salat al-Fajr.
Yeah.
And most of the passengers were very tired and exhausted of the long journey, and because of fasting. So I was one of the organizers in the bus, in addition to Sheikh Khalfan, and then I was late to come on the bus after Salat al-Fajr. So when I came on the bus, Sheikh Khalfan, he told me, look, you're late, and you have to pay a penalty for this. And I said, Sheikh Khalfan, what do you want me to do? He said, okay, what you're going to do now is you're going to pick up this microphone and imitate the sound of birds. And I said, Sheikh Khalfan, I can't do that. We're in Ramadan, and it's embarrassing. He said, no, I'm not going to move this bus until you entertain these pilgrims and do some voices of birds. And he made me do voices of birds.
Don't worry, I won't make you do it here.
I remember it very clear, and it left a mark in my heart that this person is very humorable, he's kind, and he gets to the level of normal people and laughs like anyone else.
Yes, true.
And this is a message that people who are religious and pious are normal people.
Yes.
They're just people who tend to follow the teachings a little bit better than others.
Yeah,
That's
you could say that. Trying to follow every single step, be it a big thing, a small thing, whatever they can, follow it. Not only follow it, but also deliver the message. Yeah.
Jazakumullah khair for this program, and I hope you continue, inshallah.
Shukran, Hatim.
Thank you very much, Hatim.
Assalamu alaikum. It is very important to understand that this was the way of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was one of the greatest teachers, and one of the things he taught is to live with people with humor, with a sense of humor. And I believe you have a story.
I have one story. Yeah, I mean, I was reading a bit on how he used to be playful with children, with his wives, with his his friends, companions. So there's one story of Sayyidatna Aisha, the wife of Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So one day, Sayyidina Abu Bakr, who's the father of Sayyidatna Aisha, walked in, and Sayyidatna Aisha was talking very boldly with the Prophet, and he got angry, and he said, I'm going to punish you for talking to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in that manner.
And the father said that.
The father said that to his daughter, who was the wife of Sayyidina Muhammad. So he stopped her, obviously. Sayyidina Muhammad stopped Abu Bakr and said, just leave her, da'ha. Her. And when he left, he turned to his wife and he said, see, I saved you. And he was talking about her father. I saved you from him.
I saved you from him, see? Yeah, that's how the Prophet was all the time. He used to joke a lot, and one of the stories that an old lady came to him and asked him, oh, Prophet of Allah, please pray to Allah that I go to Jannah. And he said, well, no old people in Jannah. And she started crying that there is no hope for her because she's old. Old people will not enter Jannah. And he said, why are you crying? I said that because all people who enter Jannah will turn young again. Yeah. So he used to joke.
And that turned into a laughter.
And it turned into a laughter. However, we need here to emphasize on one important aspect of joking, which is when you joke, do not lie. Do not use lies to joke. Do not make people laugh at false stories. That is number one. It is prohibited in Islam.
So we have, although so Islam encourages having a good time,
Yeah.
and because the first Islamic societies, as we see from the companions and the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, it reflects their easygoing nature, and they were far from being boring and gloomy. But however, they had their boundaries and they had their rules, and I think this is the best time to introduce those rules.
Yeah.
Wa'al. One of them you mentioned was not to lie, and there's a hadith by. That the companions asked the Prophet ﷺ, "O Messenger of Allah, you joke with us." And he said, "Yes, I do, but not say but the truth."
True.
So there are rules.
There are rules. The second rule is do not laugh at people.
Yes.
Do not mock
Don't make
people.
fun of them. Yeah.
Don't make fun of them. Do not make fun of nations. Even if you don't name a certain individual, do not mock nations. Yeah. If mocking one person is prohibited, mocking a nation is even worse.
And that comes from the mercy of Islam, because we care about the feelings of
Yes.
people.
Yes.
And Islam is all about dealing with people.
True. And especially a Muslim or a Sheikh should be funny, but not, do not cross the line and harm people. Having fun for a Sheikh is important, because one of the messages of the Sheikh is that he is conveying a message. He's not only practicing the teachings of Islam, but he senses the duty of delivering that message to others, advise others, enjoining what is good and prohibiting what is bad.
Yes.
And if you want to do that, it's like being a salesman. You want to sell something, you are selling an idea. So a very good salesman would start with a very, funny pitch. Will make you laugh, will make you comfortable, and then will make the hard sale. And you'll be comfortable paying money.
That's true.
And buying from that salesman. Well, however, if you go to a salesman who is so grumpy and will only talk to you if you ask for the price, and then nothing else, he will not describe the merchant to you, he will not interact with you, you would never buy from that.
Yeah.
Very unlikely that you would actually buy. Our messages as Muslims is, like I said, we want to sell ideas. Yeah, we want to teach. As teachers or as sheikhs, we sell ideas. And to sell ideas, we would like to get into the hearts of people. These are little things we want to implant in people's hearts. And the first thing we need to do is enter their hearts by a smile.
Yeah.
Smile at people. Secondly, throw a humorous comment. Throw a joke. Once you joke with people, they relax. And they don't feel stressed about it. They put their guards down. Yeah. And they would accept, whatever you say. So we have a call?
Yes. Assalamu alaikum.
وعليكم السلام كيف الحال؟
Alhamdulillah. Who's speaking?
شملة الكندي.
Shamla. Nice to hear from you, Shamla.
It's just talking about jokes with Rasulullah. There is a book I have read before, and I would like to share a story.
Please do.
He was sitting down with Umar bin Khattab and Abu Bakr, and they were breaking their fast, eating dates. And then Rasulullah and Umar bin Khattab put the seeds after eating the dates near Abu Bakr. And then when he finished, he said they were like laughing at Abu Bakr and telling Abu Bakr, you've been eating a lot of dates. How many dates are you eating? You're supposed to be eating 3 or 5 or 7. So this is also showing that they can have a jokes and laugh together between them. It doesn't mean to be serious.
Exactly.
It's going to be a message and all.
And the continuation of that joke is that he actually joked back and he said, is it me who eats a lot, or is it someone who eats the dates with the seeds? Because they were all eating together, but there was no seeds in front of him. Yeah.
Muhammad,
Yeah. So
true.
is it me who eats a lot, or is it you who eats the dates with its seeds? Yeah. With its yeah. So that it's a very good example. So thank you very much for sharing that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
So going back to the rules.
Before the rules, Lamia, sorry. It is important to understand that our roles to deliver a message. You are a lecturer and you would like to deliver a message. I am a Muslim. I would also like to deliver a message. Whether I would like to deliver that message to people I know, youngsters, elderly, the easiest way to break the barriers, the easiest way to break the ice is through a smile. it's a universal language that everybody understands.
Absolutely.
Regardless of age, regardless of race.
Language.
Once you smile, people understand it. And then if you say a joke, if you crack a joke, it is one of the strong techniques when you present, even in conferences, that if you want to grab people's attention, you crack a joke.
Yeah.
Because psychologically, laughter itself, it enhances your ability to pay attention more.
Absolutely.
And it is used even in education. Statistics, for example, is a very dull subject that people get fed up with very easily. However, research shows that if you mix statistics with jokes, people will understand it much quicker and much better and will memorize it for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we want when we deliver a message. A sheikh delivers a message, crack a joke, make people laugh. They will feel comfortable and they will understand the message, and that will really stick
And
for a
they'll be
very
more
long time.
Ready to accept more. Yeah.
Absolutely. Especially if you want to speak for a very long time. I remember Sheikh Khalfan used to say, sometimes he would give a lecture after a meal. Yeah, and he would say, I have a duty, I have a very difficult task of keeping you awake and understand whatever I'm saying after this meal. Yeah. And he used to do that by keeping them engaged and smile and make people laugh. Sometimes even if it means that he would make jokes on himself, laughing at himself, but it will make people laugh.
That's a good point. So you can make fun of yourself, but not of others.
Not at others. But even doing that, you wouldn't go extreme
Not
and
ridiculize
yourself, because that is also against the teaching of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. لا يحتقرن أحدكم نفسه.
Yes.
Yeah, do not underestimate or ridiculize yourself.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's basically why do you want to link the two together, the fun and the sheikh. They go hand in hand together.
Absolutely. I want to go back to the point of not making fun of people, because I think this is very important, and I think we see so much throughout social media where people, the fastest circulating messages at the speed of light are those that make fun of people.
True.
Unfortunately.
True.
And I want people to understand that us saying that this is a rule against having fun is not our rule. This is something in the Quran.
Yeah.
So for people who argue that, we're just having fun, you guys are being too serious. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا لَا يَسْخَرُ قَوْمٌ مِّن قَوْمٍ عَسَىٰ أَن يَكُونُوا خَيْرًا مِّنْهُمْ ولا نساء من نساء عسى أن يكن خيرا منهن ولا تلمزوا أنفسكم ولا تنابزوا بالألقاب. Which means, oh, you who believe, let not be a group ridicule another group. It may be that latter are better than the former, nor let some women scoff at other women. It may be that the latter are better than the former, nor defame one another, nor insult one another by nicknames. Clear set rules by the divine. We cannot argue.
Yes.
We cannot argue.
True.
Another point is that we should also refraining from telling lies, because some people just crack jokes and they say, we're having fun, but they're actually telling lies.
Yeah.
Which is also another way. That's another thing that is forbidden.
You could very easily tell a true story that is equally funny. And I remember a joke that Sheikh Khalfan told me. One of many jokes. It wouldn't make sense because of the language. It's language related. But I remember that I used to laugh at that joke for several weeks. I would be driving to work, feeling very grumpy in the morning, yeah? And then just out of the blue, I'll be passing through Al-Hayl and I would see his masjid and the direction towards his house. Yeah. Immediately I remember the joke and I will laugh.
So the effect actually lasts even weeks after you hear the joke, but it's having a fun moment.
Yes, so it's a very good thing to do, sharing jokes with people. Yeah, but as we said, know your boundaries.
Another boundary that we need to be aware of is that we should not make fun of any aspect of Islam.
Yes.
I mean, some people cross the line and they start making fun of the malaika, of Iblis. Say, حتى الشيطان وحده ما أدري مستغرب من هذا الشيء. They start they're actually crossing the line without realizing, probably unintentional. But not
only Lamia, sorry, not only not mocking Islam, not mocking any religion.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is very specifically mentioned in the Quran.
Yes.
That you do not mock or insult other religions.
Absolutely.
Because you'll open the gates for other people
To insult.
to mock you and insult you at the same time.
Absolutely.
So we live a life of dignity
Mutual respect.
and mutual respect. Respect people's dignity, respect people's belief, and as a sheikh or as a Muslim or as a human being, we should never do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And another verse in the Quran, وَلَئِنْ سَأَلْتُهُمْ لَيَقُولَنَّ إِنَّمَا كُنَّا نَخُوضُ وَنَلْعَبُ.
Yeah, we were just playing, it's
If you
just
ask-
fun.
Yeah, we were only talking, we were joking. Was it at Allah and His verses and His messenger that you were mocking? So this is not an excuse.
Yeah. So, to summarize whatever we've said now before we break for the prayers, piety and being a sheikh does not, contradict with being funny. And I remember one funny joke about piety and, about Sheikh Mink, Ismail Mink. He said this joke in one of his lectures. He said that one boy entered a masjid, and there he saw 3 men very concentrating in their prayers, and one told him, these 3 people are the most pious people in the world. He said, how would you know? He said, well, they're so concentrating. No matter what you do to them, they will not blink. Yeah. So he went to the first, and he was told, the one on the left, he's the least pious. He's just very young. He's just starting. And the second was, he's much more pious. And the third, he's the most pious out of them all. We will stop for a break, and then we'll come back and continue the story.
Can't wait. So back to the story.
Yes, the 3 pious people. So this young man, well, we need to welcome back our listeners first.
Oh, sorry, I forgot that there were listeners. Welcome back, dear listeners, to 90.4, and we started talking about a story about piety and humor, and we will continue the story.
Yes, so this young man entered the mosque, and he was told these 3 people are the most pious people on earth. Yeah, the one on the right, he's the youngest. He's just starting in the pious path, and the one in the middle, he's a little bit more pious, and one on the right, he is the master of piety. And he said, how would you know? I said, well, they're concentrating. They wouldn't even blink. So he wanted to test. He went to the one on the left, and he said, Salaam alaikum, and he didn't even blink. And he chose to give him a big solid slap on his face. And that person didn't even blink. He said, oh, yeah, this is pious. Yeah, hardcore stuff. And he went to the second, and he said, Salaam alaikum. Again, no response. The guy is focusing, reciting Quran. And then he just gave him a big solid slap on his face. And that man stood up and said, oh, sorry, brother, did you hurt your hand? So not even he thinking about the pain on his face. He's so pious to think of the pain on the man who just slapped him. And this man said, ooh, that is really piety.
Pious,
yeah. I don't know what the third person would do. And he went to him, and immediately, without even Salaam alaikum, he just gave him a slap. And that old man, he just stood up and gave him 2 slaps on his face. I said, what's wrong? What happened? He said, I thought you were the most pious of all. He said, well, someone needs to stop you slapping people. Yes, you have to enjoy good and stop evil. So
he was the ultimate piety.
He's the ultimate piety who stops people from doing, slapping people around.
Very nice story. Wa'al, shall we go back to, since we only have a couple of minutes, shall we go back to the rules and sum up another 2 more points?
I think it's important to emphasize on these rules, because we don't pay attention. When we have fun, we just go all the way.
We forget that there are boundaries and limits.
We forget that there are boundaries, and because we are enjoying ourselves. Yeah. There is, it's hysterical moments that you start laughing without even thinking, and you lose all your senses, completely lose your senses. So although laughing is good, however, it could be really bad.
Yes, absolutely.
If it stops you feeling. You said it stops you from feeling anger. Yeah. Your husband will joke and will make you, distract you.
Me, exactly.
So think of laughter that could also distract you from having the positive feelings.
Yes.
The relationship between you and Allah.
Yes.
Yeah. If you laugh a lot, it can easily distract you. So you need to balance that. That's why these rules, even in laughter, there are rules.
Yeah.
And to continue those rules,
Yeah, I have one very important that I want to emphasize because people started underestimating this rule, and is that when we joke and have fun with others, we should not ever involve backbiting.
Yeah.
It's an awful character, backbiting, and it's forbidden clearly in the Quran. It's one of the ugliest features. So people shouldn't use laughter and having fun as an excuse. Oh, it's okay, we're just having fun. People know that it's not true, but you should never mention anybody about something that they dislike in their absence.
And even if it is true.
Even if it's true.
Even if it is true. Because if it is not true, it is even worse than backbiting.
Absolutely.
It's also lying and deceiving. Backbiting has been painted with the most grotesque image in the Quran.
Exactly.
Imagine one of your loved ones, your brother or sister, passed away and lying in front of you. And what you do, you go and eat their flesh. Yeah? Eat their flesh. Can anyone comprehend how bad that could be? Yeah, and that's exactly what happens if you backbite. Yeah. And sometimes even the slightest of comments that we really don't pay attention to become backbiting. And there is a story of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam when Abu Bakr as-Siddiq or Umar al-Khattab, these two, the most pious people, let's say, amongst the most pious people amongst his companions, they had a servant. And they called the servant once and he didn't respond. The second time they called him and he responded. And they told him, go and ask the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, invite him to us so we could have our meal together. When the servant left, one of them was telling the other, the servant sleeps a lot. And that was it. He just sleeps a lot. At that moment, Gabriel, the angel, told the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ of what's happened. As soon as the servant reached at the Prophet's tent, he told him, O Prophet of Allah, Abu Bakr or Umar, they're asking you to go and have food. And Prophet Muhammad said, tell them, I've already eaten. I've already eaten. He went back to the two companions and he said, Rasulullah said, you've already fed him. Yeah, you've already fed him. They knew immediately there was something wrong. So they rushed into the tent of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. They said, what did we do wrong? And he said, you've backbited the servant. Why did you have to say that he slept a lot? Yeah, I've had enough. You've invited me, I've eaten, you've fed me. Yeah, and that is a very strong lesson to all of us because we all do this.
Yes.
We backbite servants because we think that they are below us and we could talk about them. Yeah, we backbite children. Backbiting even could be with children. Why do I need to talk about, the bad things about my children to everyone? Yeah, my child is this and that. What good does it do? And where in the Quran or in the way of the Prophet that says you can't talk about children, you can't backbite children? Backbiting is for everyone.
Forbidden completely.
Yeah? So as a rule, when you joke, do not backbite.
And people take this very lightly. Like if you actually advise them, they'll say, hey, you're being too strict.
Yes.
But this is scary. This is really scary. And people should realize that this is a huge thing and it's a huge sin.
If this virtue has been renamed into being strict, I'm very happy to be strict.
Absolutely.
Yeah? I'm very happy to be strict. If it is just a rebranding of the thing, being branded as strict, and it's actually a virtue, I'll be happy.
And an advice to the people out there who are trying to avoid such groups where they're joking, the jokes that, or their theme in joking is by backbiting and talking about other people, is leave the group.
Yes.
Because that's the advice that we're given in the Quran.
Yeah.
ولا تجلسوا معهم حتى يخوضوا في حديث غيره إنكم إذا مثلهم.
غيري, yes.
غيري, أيوة.
Yeah.
So you have to either you first advise them. If they don't respond, then leave, and then that will send a message to them. And next time you're around, they will not do that. At least in your presence.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Well, I think we should recap. Can you give us the take-home messages from today's show?
I think today's message is mainly on the importance of piety, number one. And piety does not conflict with being fun, with being humorous. Humor is very important to capture people's, to win people's hearts and minds. That's what all people with message do. So if you are a person who wants to spread a message, if you want to captivate the minds and win the hearts of people, do it in a light manner. Do it with a smile. Laugh with people. Do not laugh at them. And this would be my message. remove stress from your life. Act like a child. That's, it's a great fun to do that. I do that with my children. I act in a very childish way, and my father always tells me, do you really have a PhD? You don't act like one. I said, I don't want to act like one. Let me just act like a child because I enjoy it.
Never grow up.
Yes, so that's my message.
And the last message would be to remember the rules.
Yes.
And boundaries while we do so.
Yes.
Because we can have a good time. We don't have to sin to have a good time.
Absolutely. You can do it the halal way. So please continue, have fun, laugh, enjoy life as it is. And from me, Wa'il Al-Harrasi.
And Lamia Al-Haj.
Assalamu alaikum.